It's okay. Off your mic. It's okay. Off your mic.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go sama us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we loud, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not they off in mind, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Poor man picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make you shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. This man not the off in mind, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Aha. Now you not done here, oh. All these bad politicians, them we call themselves politicians. When they thief our money, we no want to make the common man get waiting supposed get for this country. Una never hear something. Now go hear one, Maiyegun, you go show una paper. Maiyegun diary Politico.
Hello there.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀, làwọn tó dòdòdò.
Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Maiyegun live.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí. Maiyegun diary, àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun diary, bó bá ṣe eré àní Maiyegun máa wí. Maiyegun diary, ó sì tún ṣe eré wá.
Thank you so much for joining me as usual. And you know what to do. Share this broadcast. Invite your friends. Invite your not so friendly friends. And just tell them that Maiyegun today, like the broadcast, read the caption, read the description, sit back, relax, and then you can contribute. Share this broadcast.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì.
Wonder shall never end. Ekweremadu jailed in the UK.
Lórí Facebook. And yes, Lórí YouTube.
Alhassan, Doguwa, the murderer, is about to be the speaker and number 4th man in Nigeria. See life.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá. Ayé sọ́ra.
Share this broadcast.
Tí ń rúfin o. Ayé sọ́ra. Òkúra olóṣèlú. Ayé sọ́ra. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súra kì. Ayé sọ́ra kì.
And thank you. Good morning to you once again. Good afternoon to you and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Maiyegun live. I bet a lot of you have been following the news. The just in Ekweremadu jailed 10 years. Ekweremadu's wife jailed 6 years. Ekweremadu's doctor jailed for 10.5 years. Not in Nigeria. In United Kingdom, it is news in Nigeria and the reactions are, as expected, mixed. So tonight, I may kind of be able to, right, when I start my presentation, I may be able to represent what you feel about that news in the long run. There are people who feel like that is so justified. If it was in Nigeria, they will still be doing investigation. In fact, they will be investigating the victim that reported a senator. Others said, no, that's overkill. He never committed any crime per se. He hasn't removed anybody's kidney. UK is just playing to the gallery. It is an overkill to send him to jail when all he was doing was just to was trying to save his daughter. So reactions vary. But tonight, our emotion, our reactions, no matter how much justified you feel like, no matter the side of the coin, the emotion is taking you to. I am not here to judge what you feel. I am actually here to relate this experience with what is missing in Nigeria, normalizing the abnormalities. So tonight, I will do my best, as usual, to make you see whatever you would like to see at the end of the day. However, justice. So we're going to talk about that. Then there is a comparison and comparison analysis. I've been waiting the column. Because what they jailed Ekweremadu for in the UK is a crime that people go to jail for. In Nigeria, it's not really a crime. It's a crime of love, crime of fatherly care, and all other bad dash that they have actually spilled out there to whip sentiments. But listen to me with clearer mind. Listen to me with an open mind, because you might be learning one or two things possibly could help in setting your mind straight on what is right. And when you begin to kind of know what is right, accept what is right, what is next? You will reject everything that is wrong. Most of them that a lot of us just justify. Depends on the mood we are. What they are jailing Ekweremadu for in the UK, in Nigeria, it will be celebrated. You know why? The current deputy speaker of Nigeria House of Representatives is from Kano State. Okay. In the just concluded elections or charade, this guy killed 15 people, including women, because they won't vote for him. He killed them, they dumped their bodies in a building, and they set the whole house ablaze. He was arrested for murder. It was so huge that he didn't send people to do it. He did it himself by leading other members of his mob to that community. I'll show you the picture. That guy got bail in Nigeria. He got declared the winner of the election that he killed 15 people for. Right? Still very fresh. The guy is currently on the run of becoming the Speaker of the House of Representatives in Nigeria. So do you see the irony? Ekweremadu in London, in jail. Doguwa, a murderer, is likely going to be flying one of those your presidential jets for the Speaker of House of Representatives. Well, he's currently flying one anyway. He's the Deputy Speaker next to Bajabiamule. So, before we actually delve into Ekweremadu's story, where there is possible one lesson or two to learn, I would like to call your attention to one or two things that are already brewing so that you don't wake up tomorrow and begin to act surprised. Please don't be. Currently, the House of Representatives in Nigeria, Nigeria National Assembly, they are currently working on a bill that is going to criminalize public protests. So, before now, they said if you want to protest in Nigeria, you must get their permission. There is no law that backs that. In fact, it is illegal for them to stop you from protesting. But under Buhari, it became illegal, but it is not illegal in your law. But this time around, they are about to change that law into criminalizing protest or unapproved gathering, because they sense that there will be so many of such in the coming weeks and months. So if you are caught and arrested for protesting in Nigeria, you may go to jail up to 20 years in jail. Do you understand? It doesn't matter what you did, even if you didn't do anything and all that. If you are caught, if you are caught anywhere and they said you are arrested for protesting, the bill is to send you to jail for like 10 to 20 years. The 20 years part is that if that protest lead to a violence and police kill people, you will be blamed. All of you arrested for that protest will be blamed for whoever died, whoever the police kill or the soldiers kill during protest. So that bill is currently there. You remember the hate speech bill? Social media bill. The ones that if you say something that the people in government don't like, it is called hate speech. Now 10 years. First time you pay 500,000 naira. So second time, if you are arrested for posting something on social media that the Ministry of Information in Nigeria did not approve, you pay 500,000 naira fine, or you go to jail for 14 years. Do you understand that? Do you know that there's a bill like that that we actually dragged for years until it became so almost dead? You remember the grazing bill, open grazing bill, hate speech bill, social media bill. The hate speech is before you post anything. For example, if you want to say, hey, the government of Nigeria said they spent $1.2 million to evacuate Nigerians from Egypt. These people are thieves, so where is the money? For posting that, before you post that on social media, you would have to send it to the Ministry of Information in Nigeria that I want to post this thing. Is it okay to post it? So if they say no, you should never post. So if you post it, if you post anything, and they believe that that thing is to criticize the government, it will be called hate speech against the government. So by so doing, the government will then arrest you. Okay? Here is the funniest part of the bill. For some of you probably have forgotten how ridiculous these people are. Yeah? In part of the bill, the funniest part of it is that you cannot sue them. Do you understand? You cannot sue the government for arresting you or breaching your fundamental human rights. You can't. So before you can sue the government or anybody working for government in Nigeria, you will first write a letter. You will write a letter to the Ministry of Information. You will write one. And then when you write the letter to the Ministry of Information, you will tell them, please, Ministry of Information, I am very, very angry and I want to sue the government because of the detention. You know what I mean? Or because of what happened, you can't. So until they until they approve, they will have to grant you the approval. Okay, go ahead and sue us. That is when you can then sue the government. It's so ridiculous, right? That they sat down and they drafted that and they pushed it. First reading, second reading, third reading. Now they wanted to debate on it. It got to a debating stage. Debating to vote yes or no. And what happened? It got shut down. Of course. It got shut down. And this time around, in that same Nigeria, they are now pushing for that anti-protest bill that will jail you if you protest and without any appeal. Okay? So I thought I should tell you. There are more, but let's come back to the real issue. So to everyone who is just joining us, this is Maiyegun Live, and I believe you must have taken your time to read the caption of this broadcast, the description as well, right? The purpose of this conversation is just the irony of what Nigeria represents and what Nigeria is to the rest of the world, and also how some Nigerians actually see themselves and how they see the rest of the world, and also how the rest of the world see them. You see, there are different lenses from which Nigerians are made to see the world. I think I'm going to start from there. As usual, let's make it a little bit, educational and elaborative now. An average Nigerian, right, believe very strongly on so many superstitious, mysterious nonsense from those who are supposed to be responsible for keeping the law and order and developing a country, including our people. So a lot of people have created different myths for those who are leading them. A lot of them also have created this bogus myth. For example, these are also things they have heard from their own supposed criminal leaders. The myth of Nigeria is so rich. Nigeria is so big. Nigeria, as the giant of Africa, the only problem Nigeria have is just the bad leaders. But with prayers, with fasting and prayer, with all of that, then, Nigeria will get it right one day. The world view is that the whole world, there are some myopic morons, okay, who believe that the reason why Nigeria, I'm talking about those one Nigerians now, the reason why Nigeria is not developing, the reason why Nigerians continue to live under oppression is simply because the rest of the world, they are so afraid that immediately Nigeria gets it right. Once Nigeria gets it right, America or the rest of the world, they are going to be running after Nigeria. There is some myopic belief among Nigerians. Not until some of us who actually have to take ourselves out of that bucket, out of that ignorant basket, then we discovered that majority of this myth, they are coming from the creation of the criminals who have been in charge of Nigeria, including their minions who are handling other organs and agencies of whatever of government that are spreading different kind of fear. Fears like you can never, there's nothing you can do. You can never fight these people because they have everything. You know what I mean? Anyway, let me bring it down a bit for you. Nigerians know that they love their criminals differently. There are one of the reasons why Nigeria is what Nigeria is because there is an impression, right, that Nigeria is turn by turn. Okay? So whatever is going on, whoever has a chance is their turn. And this turn by turn means different things to different people. To some, it is the religion of those they wanted to be in charge of governance, that attracted them to them. Some is because of their tribe. Others is because of what they are going to benefit and gain directly from them, not majorly the general benefit that should go to everyone. No. So all of these are why, if any of those they love is facing any criminal charges, money laundering, rape, anything, any criminal charges, politically, Nigerians who are attracted to them either by tribe, by religion, by region, or what have you, they will be naturally wanted to become defensive of that person, not because they are actually benefiting, so to say, but is coming from their tribe or is of the same religion. All this kind of sentiment, right, makes it impossible for Nigerians who are victims of bad governance. The bad governance doesn't spare. The bad governance in Nigeria has never spared anybody because of their religion. It hasn't spared anybody because of their tribe. It hasn't spared anybody because of where they come from, their religion, their region, or whatever other sentiments that Nigerians always pull up. Because according to them, whatever was you are seeing in this person, don't see him as this Nigeria politicians who is corrupt. The moment you begin to point fingers, they'll begin to tell you, is it the first person? Or is it because he's a Yoruba man? Is it the first person that will first steal money? Or is it because he's a Muslim? Why are you all so angry, like he's the first person to order the killings of people? So person think, is it because he's from this southwest? Or is it because he's an Igbo man? You know, that kind of sentiment, it's always come to play. So therefore, people fight over those sundry things in defense of their criminal politicians from their different parts of Nigeria. Now, what really matter? What should really matter? Things like, children education there, improve the economy where you have more jobs, well, good paying jobs for young people, yeah, where you have improved healthcare, affordable, accessible healthcare for everyone, no matter your background, things that affect them directly, whereby, the value, quality of life that will make you think, wow, why would I want to live elsewhere? Why would I want to leave this country? Things that actually connects you, that should make them feel more concerned. Regular electricity, safe and then, secured environments. All of these things that continued to keep them poorer, suppressed, brutalized, abused. And those who are, they that are the victims, they come from all the tribes in Nigeria. They come from all the religion in Nigeria. They come from all the regions in Nigeria. All of them are victims, but what keeps them divided? Because they love their oppressors differently. Sure, you get. So if not, what they normally regularize, precedents like this, where even if it's just for one, equality before the law. Equality before the law simply means everyone is equal before that law. Sure, you get. Whether you are the highest, the high and mighty, or you are the lowest. If you run foul of the law, there are some of them that ordinarily you will say is the privilege of the elite, but there are many, many of them that should at least be public officials. Okay, let me take that back. Let me take that again. Before I go deeper, where they go there. So I was talking about Nigerians loving their oppressors, therefore they couldn't make up their minds on what really, really should unite them, which is the failed government that doesn't recognize you whether you are Fulani or Hausa, doesn't recognize you whether you are a Muslim or a Christian, you are Igbo or Yoruba, whatever. All those narratives are just there to keep you apart. But keeping you apart then means they can get away with anything. They can compromise your electoral system and there will be no consequences. Sure, you get. Normally, if people have been sentenced to life imprisonment for participating in electoral fraud is worse than bank robbery. Do you know that? When armed robbers go into a bank and they start robbing a bank to steal money, stealing that your paper, that election, stealing that your vote is worse than that, because the worst thing about stealing election is that it will get horrible people in who don't give a damn about you. Crime will increase. Crime will increase everywhere. And when crime increase, lives will be in danger. People will die for that singular robbery. Generations, the life of generations can be ruined simply because somebody changed the figure and they now have a chance to make decisions for millions of people. So when you look at armed robbers, if you look at the way security or police respond to armed robberies in banks, you see the way they are they're ready for war. That's exactly what they should be doing, protecting your vote. But in Nigeria, rigging is normal. Buying vote, buying people is normal. Electoral officers will be paid millions, hundreds of millions of naira in their bank account, their family members' bank account. Nobody is investigating anything. You will see open rigging. Nobody is being prosecuted for that. They are waiting for the next one. So nobody is punished. So everybody wants to improve on the crime because they didn't see it as a crime. They said it's a game. It's a strategy. Forgetting the fact that your lives, your businesses, your everything is attached to it. Since they don't see it as a crime, politicians believe they can do anything and get away with it. Even when some of them claim to be lawyers. Lawyers, people who are making laws that all of you, everybody must follow. You will think they know more about your laws. Remember when you are talking, in Nigeria, this is how ridiculous it is. So there is no law that is not in Nigeria. Nothing. You see all these gay rights, LGBT, what have you, they have a law in Nigeria against it. If anybody rises up tomorrow, we are going to make law about it, is just wasting. It's just like, the usual show off. No crime on this earth. There are some crimes, they've never committed them in Nigeria. If you do go to Nigeria and commit those crimes, you will see that they have laws for them. But the problem is because you cannot expect criminals to implement laws that will put them in jail. How do you do that? So it's the same thing. In Nigeria, people who are supposed to be lawmakers, they are multi-billionaires. How? An average lawmaker, House of Representative member in Nigeria, by their law, is paid 750,000 naira. 750,000. 750,000 naira. That is less than 1,000. Okay, let's say that is $1,000. But in their crooked way, they now decided to put up a payment package that now runs into tens of millions of naira. For example, if it's to be paid $1,000 a month, what is 500% of $1,000? That's $5,000. So he will be paid $5,000 for his wardrobe. He made law and he said he must be paid 1,000% of his basic salary. So if it's for his cars, to buy car. So if his basic salary is $1,000, and they said he should be paid 1,000% of that to buy car. Official, is that not official still in Abi? So $1,000 is like $10,000. They will give him $10,000. That's $15,000 though. They will say, okay, for his newspaper, reading newspaper, they should give him 200% of his basic salary. That is $2,000. They had it. Remember, he was supposed to be paid $1,000 for his work. From there, he should find his way to work, to come and write law and make laws. By the time they finish the whole package, a single senator is taking home over 30 million naira. As if that is not enough. They turn to hustlers in the National Assembly. They turn to anti-people in the place. They turn to businessmen. They are billionaires. So whenever there is time for the executive to bring the bill, which they call the appropriation bill, the national budget, it's going to be business for them. There is something called budget padding. Lawmakers who are making laws that will send you to jail if you break them. So right there in that chamber where they are making the bogus laws, they are padding the budget of the whole country. Wherever they plan to spend, to spend 100 naira on a single item, and the executives say, and their own ministry, who are also thieves, so those ones have already padded the whole thing before they brought it to them. And they say, okay, after their own stealing, they will buy this thing for 10 naira. By the time you get to the National Assembly, they will add 8 naira to it. They don't care how much those ones have added to the number. They don't give a damn. By the time you now find out, this thing they want to buy for 18 naira per one. The original price is 1 naira 50 kobo. So something that costs 1 naira 50 kobo, they will budget 18 naira for it. They need 100 of this. So instead of it to just be 150 naira for 100 of this, remember they've inflated it. Now from 180, what do you call it? It will turn to 1,800 pieces. So at the end of the day, where they were supposed to spend 150 naira, they will be spending more than 18,000 naira, and you'll be wondering how they will share the money. And it happens to almost everything in there. And every year, Nigeria don't get money. They will quickly approve loan for Buhari to go and borrow money, so that once Buhari borrowed the money and they start disbursing the money, more than 900% of the money goes straight into their own personal pockets until the following year, because they could get away with it. These are big guys who are buying properties. Home and abroad. Okay? These are guys who are like almost everywhere all over the globe. Some of them are even buying private jets. Lawmakers, they buy private jets. They will buy the private jet. They will give the private jet to some airline. What do you call them? This PJ Air company in Nigeria. Have you not noticed the last 8 years? You have luxurious private jets for hire companies in Nigeria more than ever. You didn't ask yourself, because most of those private jets are owned by lawmakers where they collect $1,000 salary. These are multi-billionaires. So if they kill people in Nigeria, if they belong to the right place, nothing they happen. If not, in June 2022, Ekweremadu decided to embark on a journey that was perfected in a Nigerian way. The journey was, we need somebody to donate their kidney for our daughter, Sonia, who needed that. You know what I mean? So, first thing first, this person has been in government since 1999. Which means, for him to be getting re-elected, he must be doing something so good for the people, his own people. I mean, that's the expectation, isn't it? Leave rigging, leave all of that. I mean, there should be some relationship whereby, either by the developmental contribution, his goodwill and good gesture. What about his family members? Somebody like that, politicians in Nigeria, they have large families. And that's why they have to steal more money. They have large families to fix up. There are family members that have benefited from Ekweremadu's political career since 1999. So if you now have to package something as a lawyer, that you know that at this point, I want to take care of my daughter. Now, here is me not trying to say, why didn't he build a hospital? Some of you are asking for that. No, I'm not going to ask that. Many people have asked of that, and it doesn't kind of count now, okay? Let's say in Nigeria, that which he has been part of the government, is a lawyer whereby now he had intention of taking his daughter, who lives in the UK anyway. His daughter lives here. So for whatever reason, they must have known what they needed and the procedure of getting their daughter a kidney transplant, a donor. So initially they said they were on the queue, on the list, but it's taking far too long. So they decided to bring a family member. So Ekweremadu, coming from the background of a country, is part of those who misruled. A country where he was once a Senate president of deputy Senate president. Yeah. Now, knowing the law, and he himself being a lawyer, his family living in the UK, possibly they've had contact very much, what do you call it? They've had a lot of contact with the NHS before they finally decided that they needed a donor. They knew then that in the UK, you cannot donate any part of your body to any other person because they want to give you monetary reward. You can't do that. Do you get that? So somebody who has been probably going in and out of hospital, seeking counseling and maybe advices, medical, all that kind of things, rich people, rich people stuff. Before everything now got to, we need somebody. They would have known all of that, Abi. Okay, now fast forward. June 2022. Ekweremadu, in the Nigerian way, wrote before June. In April 2022, Ekweremadu, from his goodwill to his people in Enugu, no single member of his family stood up to be tested if they were in any way compatible with Sonia's kidney transplant or something. No family member. That should tell you something. One, I'm coming back to that too. Nobody within his own political family, like the PDP family, who should be kind of have benefited or closer to the Ekweremadus to have come up with something for someone, a donor, without monetary reward. Ekweremadu's lawyer, let me see if I still have that face. Ekweremadu's lawyer, the guy on the right, who also is a medical practitioner, ordinarily should also know this too, that you cannot donate your organ to anyone if they promise you money. Now, I hope you are following this. So all of these people, in their efforts, parental love, mother love, father love, which everyone is now coming back to, we didn't know. No, they did know. Because when you live so comfortably well in a lawless country, where you can get away with anything, and even if you run into any trouble, you can get out of it like that. In Nigeria, sometimes you get so carried away that you don't even know you are committing any. I mean, you don't even know what you are doing is a crime. Ekweremadu, the reason why Ekweremadu ended up in jail is this. Ekweremadu now went to a poor woman in Enugu and promised her that if her son, who is still young, could donate his kidney for their daughter, he would take care of him and take care of the mother, whatever. So that was the genesis. When they found the young man, they decided to start building travel documents for him. That was where the crime started. So Ekweremadu, using his own office as a senior politician in Nigerian National Assembly, as usual, they put all documents together, including falsifying the age of the young man, just to get him out of Nigeria. On their document, they gave him the age of, I think, 21. Okay? But when the young man got to the UK, he first told them that, okay, I'm coming back to when he got to the UK, so then let us jump the gun. Ekweremadu used the letter-headed paper of his own office to secure visa, UK visa, for the young boy. And then the plan of taking him to the UK, take out his kidney, and then the operation is done, and the family will be settled. The journey was set. But the young man got to the UK. Somehow, they figured out that the young man was not compatible with Sonia's. But during interrogation, they discovered that the young man has been promised money, and his poor mother was even given money before they got him this. The young man now said it was the Senate president who got him all his travel documents, and they promised to make his life better after. So the doctors there now felt concerned. At that point, they are bringing in somebody who didn't consent, somebody who didn't go through the proper procedure and counseling and all that to know what he was actually coming to do. So when the young man left, the conversation then was that they are going to return him to Nigeria. It's now that it's useless, it's not useful. Now, when the young boy who grew up in Nigeria, now in the UK, you will send me back to Nigeria, to that Nigeria, he decided to report himself at a nearby police station. Before then, they said they abandoned him in a house, and I understand what that means. When they brought him from Nigeria, they put him in a flat. So they were taking care of him, giving him everything he wanted, until the day they discovered that is useless. It's not useful to them. So they abandoned him. So they were just waiting for the day they were going to return him back to Nigeria. So Omo Ogbon, he just walked straight into a police station and reported what was going on. And he said, if he returned to Nigeria, they will kill him. Because the secret of what happened between himself and the Ekweremadu family, they will wipe out all his entire family. Remember, the hospital was already concerned about that development. They've made a report. So when the policemen got that same report from the young man, they raised his situation to higher kind of alerts. So at that point, they started waiting for Ekweremadu to come to the UK. Remember, this was like before Ekweremadu entered UK. So, give me a sec. I'm having a blinking screen. There. Give me a moment. Let's see if I can fix that. Because the background story is very, very important. Sure you get now. Because we know some of the people who are like, not paid you, but they have mental problem. Typical Nigerians. In order to whip different kind of sentiments and make you feel this or that, don't waste your energy on them. Different lies, different stories, and the rest, just to whitewash Ekweremadu. So Ekweremadu didn't know, the Ekweremadus didn't know that the young man was no longer in the flat because they were not really checking on him. They didn't know that the police were waiting for them already. They didn't know there was an arrest warrant on them. They didn't know because they were not in the UK. Sure you get. So the day they were going to make their arrest was when Ekweremadu was coming to the UK to take Sonia and fly straight away out of UK and go straight to Turkey. Because remember, the young man is useless. They don't need him anymore. So they found an alternative in Turkey. So it was for Ekweremadu to come here with his wife, pick Sonia, and fly straight to Turkey when Ekweremadu got arrested at Heathrow. When they landed, that was when the news broke. Ekweremadu arrested in London. Now true, now lie, now true, now lie. In our false, now this, he was arrested for organ trafficking, human trafficking. Waiting, no, not, long story short, that was the beginning of Ekweremadu's journey to jail. Now, every other conspiracy theory that you might have heard out there that you have been fed in the last 1 year, I understand. You're going to hear more. Because I was alive when James Ibori, the former governor of Delta State, was arrested here in London. It broke like a news that was like impossible. They will use power. They will do this. James Ibori spent 6 years in jail. And immediately he served his jail term. He returned back to Nigeria, never to come back to the UK again. So when the journey of Ekweremadu started, in the UK, there are some certain crimes that you don't get bail for. Human trafficking, trafficking human beings for sex or for slave or to harvest their organ or whatever you are into. If you cross the path of the United Kingdom, they go anywhere again. I promise you that, at least not for a long time. If you are a terrorist, wanted terrorist, or somebody who is very active in the act of terrorism, or you are appointed anywhere, no pass UK, don't even live here. No matter how much you think, say you crazy or mad, the day they will grab you, you are not going anywhere anymore after that. Now, that is the UK. Now, for the Nigerian politicians who are bringing their money to the UK, you will think, then why is the UK taking their money? Because UK need their money. What UK does all the time, United Kingdom, what United Kingdom have been doing from time immemorial, is to take whatever they can take from you. Even all of us where they live in the UK, they are ready to take just anything they can take from us. Do you understand that? So which means, even from the time of slavery, colonialism, did you think they colonized Africa or colonized us because they loved us? Do you think they taught us English, how to read and write, like you can see, because they love us? No, 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 no. Do you think the UK mission in Nigeria is because they love Nigeria? Come on. It's always like that. Bring whatever you can bring here. As long as you won't take them back, you are welcome. And anything that will make you never to take them back is what they will do. But when the business is still going, you are welcome. That's why it's so wrong for some of us who are thinking, UK, come and help us. So, United States, come and do something. President Joe Biden, President Kufra, and the rest of whatever you are calling on all these places. From time immemorial, Africa is like a graveyard. They are the orcs. You know all those vultures. They are like the vultures. Once they fly down there, they are going to be looking for the carcass there. But us, where they live in that graveyard, are we by any means doing everything or doing anything at all, okay, to turn the graveyard to Greenland? No, we are still very much busy doing everything to killing ourselves. So, Ekweremadu entered London. Like play, Ekweremadu get mock shots. You see this, where is that one? Oh, I don't get that one again. I don't get them. The mock shots of Ekweremadu in jail. At first, they sent delegates or delegation from Nigeria to come and show solidarity to one of them. And so they did as well today, when they also sent some delegation to show support. Unfortunately, like I said, I remember James Ibori. James Ibori ended up in that jail, completed his 6 years, and he returned back to Nigeria. In the case of Emefiele, why am I saying Emefiele? Abi Ekweremadu. I will have something to say about Emefiele anyway. That's why I'm still coming to that. So the news now broke out today that the Old Bailey has convicted Nigeria senator, not for money laundering, not for corruption, but for organ trafficking, human trafficking. He never kill anybody, as Nigeria will say. Nigeria will say, but she ain't kill somebody, they say, me go 10 years. That judge, get picking. He said that judge no get daughter. If this thing can happen to anybody, okay, take a look at it this way. The child of a poor woman, who happened to be, she happened to be a widow. The young man, just like so many of you, the ass lickers, crumb eaters, crumb chasers, all risers in Nigeria, who are all over the Agberos, who are all over your politicians. A majority of you are doing everything to get out of poverty. Abi? I have seen many times where people have said it on social media because of the level of poverty in Nigeria. You will see young people, 19 years, 20 years, 25 years, 30 years, young people. They will be Googling how much is a kidney? If I sell my kidney, can another one grow back? How long can I live if I sell my esophagus? No, don't sell your esophagus, or you are dead if you sell your esophagus. Doesn't I hear esophagus today? Something like that. They will say, oh, Baba, see, they say if you are, somebody will be like, Baba, instead of you to be smoking to die young, why you no kuku sell your kidney to make money and enjoy the money? That's how much people are willing and ready to go to get out of poverty. Here you get. And a lot of you think it's a joke, you joke about it, you kind of, you know what I mean? But young people who are the most victims of poverty in Nigeria, I've given you that number before. When they tell you that over 60% of Nigerians are going to be living in abject poverty, they are living in multi-dimensional poverty. A lot of you think that a lot of people are just adults, we no get job. Children, young people, they were born into poverty, and all they know is poverty. Now it has turned to multi-dimensional poverty. That number, the disabled number of people living in poverty in Nigeria are mostly young people. And if you go out there today, you can tell that too. They want to do anything. They want to anything, just to according to them. Once they have money, they are out of poverty. Money, anything. The other day they said somebody go sell still talking about what poverty and the expansion of poverty that APC Ekbe represent. 5 years ago, I covered the story of a woman, who has she has 4 children, and one is quite grown. The other 2 are like between the ages of, let's say, 7 and 11. Not kind of, Then a little girl, who is the 4th, that was somewhere around about 2 years old. So the story broke that in Oshogbo, a woman left a woman left a son, rather, which happened to be the 2nd child. She left her child at a Gari store in Oshogbo. She came from another town far away from the state capital of Osun. She traveled with her child on, those Bole Kaja, no, not Bole Kaja, this pickup, pong pickup that always carry people from the farm. She said, when they finally found her, they traveled from her village to the state capital of Osun. And she walked straight into a shop and told them, can I get 1 rubber of gari? Can I get 1 rubber of rice? Then she pretended to have forgotten her purse at another shop. So she told the people there and said, so she got the gari, she didn't get the rice. So she said, sorry, madam, I forgot my wallet. See, I'll ask my son to stay here while I go and bring the wallet. In fact, you know what? I'll take this gari since I'm buying 2, right? Gari and rice. When I come back and pay you, I can take my son and the other bag. And they say, oh, that's fine, madam, no problem. Hey, you come and sit down here. She left her son in that shop and traveled back to their village. When it was closing time, that was when the shop owner was like, help me, oh. She raised alarm. I don't know what is going on. A woman came here with her son, and here we are, I don't know, So, but because the little boy at least remember where they come from, their hometown, so they entered a cab straight to the town. When they got to the place, they saw the woman, and 3 of her children. They were drinking gari in a big bowl. So when everybody walked in, it was the same bag of gari and all of that she brought in. I said, how could you do this, you, a woman? How could you leave your child in far away Oshogbo? You don't even care what will happen to him. And she said, I'm very sorry. That was the only way I could feed these children. I took the risk, I know. But in my head, I knew that, number one, you will give the little boy food while he was waiting there for me. And he could talk, so he can talk. He would tell you where we come from. That was our own idea of feeding that day or possibly that week. I covered that story then. But I just read another one just a few days ago where a man was caught. And they asked him, why did you sell your kids? He sold his 2 kids, 2 children. I think it's somewhere in Abeokuta or so. 2 children for 44,000 naira, 22,000 naira per child. Just to have some money to feed other children. People are willing to sell their children. So now, giving you this background, you will understand why the poor were the target, or the poor is the target of Ekweremadu and his people. Not the children of the rich, not children of their own friends. The children of their friends that they always give gifts to, that have benefited from them and the rest. None of them actually volunteer their children. It is a child of a poor woman who probably felt like that's their prayer answered. And you go to the UK, they can't say, they useful again. They will need to take you back to Nigeria. And you know what that means? That is your dream dead. Meanwhile, if it worked, they will remove the young man's kidney and shorten his life. And afterward, maybe, and they said he's going to need, if you donate your kidney, all of you, whether they tell you, say, maybe you go sell your kidney. If you sell your kidney, they grow back same way they are making you believe that they grow back like that. So you are going to need medical treatment for the rest of your life till you die. Sure, you understand what that means? Right now only food get, Abi. They won't give you 10 million. They will give you 20 million. They will give you 30 million. You are deceiving your friends, drugging your friends, taking them to secret locations where they are secretly removing their organ. That's another story, by the way. For some of you who are like, which one are you saying, Maiyegun? Of course now. In the way people are looking for money in Nigeria now, young people are deceiving their girlfriends, their close pals. They will drug them, deceive them and drug them, take them somewhere. When they wake up, they will just see scar. Scar in their chest. They've removed one of their organs. These people, when they tell you that it grows back, not be so it's just a grow back. For the rest of your life, you are going to need medical checkup, medical treatment, because anything can go wrong anytime. Where you go get money, where you go they take pay for all those. So they didn't probably tell the old woman, the poor woman. They just promised her she was going to be okay. She's going to be out of poverty. Now God have answered her prayer. Her child was going abroad. All of these were new to the young man when they started explaining to him, do you know what you are about to do? Do you understand what you want to do? Do you this and that? The young man panicked. And the Nigerian hustler mentality, like their leaders, entered. And he quickly reported them. Everybody just... But people are saying, Ekweremadu never keep people. They don't send them to 10 years. What about Doguwa? So let's go back to Nigeria now. Why some people are thinking sending him to jail like this is overkill. He's just trying to save his daughter. And he could still save his daughter without having to take the life of the poor man. Is a lawyer. Somebody is a lawyer, is a lawmaker. Ordinarily, he should know that. Even you, where they watch me right now. You can't just say, because some of you are like, Sonia, this boy is ungrateful. I am ready to give you my kidney. I'm not sorry for you. Sure you get. But there are procedures that will finally say you are compatible. You are that person. Sure you get. So they know all of this. And they chose UK to come and try that illegality. What they tried here is that they try and tested the UK law. And UK doesn't really joke with that. I can promise you that. So, with Gbajabiamila's plea and all that, he will go to jail for 10 years. Now, 9 years, 8 months remain. No, sorry. 8 years. Hang on. 9 years, 1 month remain. So the next time you are going to see Ekweremadu in Nigeria is going to be 2033. I know a lot of you are already saying God can free him. God can... Calm down. No, I told you to listen to this with open mind. Sure you get. I'm not disputing if your God is going to free him and the rest. Okay, we are talking about what happened now. And adequate punishment method a team in Nigeria during this charade election called 2023 charade, when they were doing the presidential election and House of National Assembly elections. As they are attacking the obedient everywhere, all over northern Nigeria, southern Nigeria, somebody was taking the madness to the next level. That person's name is Alhassan Ado Doguwa. Give me 1 second, though. I want to bring his image onto the screen. Ado Doguwa, from a lawmaker from Kano State, is the same guy that came out on many occasions that Nigeria cannot divide. That those of you who are looking for Nigeria to divide, you don't know what you are talking about. That what do you think will now happen to him? His family. Because presently, when he has, I'm bringing some of the images. Normally, I should be sharing the screen. But I think if I bring the image on, it will kind of express it even more, yeah? While the election was going on, Ado Alhassan Doguwa was losing the election. You see, when you were talking about the obedient to be wave, this wave or that wave, there was something also sweeping through Kano, and it was Kwankwanso wave. So retiring so many regular politicians. So this guy's constituency, the Doguwa Ado Federal Constituency, was about to be lost. So when they said that Nigeria will break up and all of that, it was like, no, Nigeria shouldn't break up. He has 4 wives and 28 children, okay, that he has to feed. So if Nigeria should break up and he failed to be a politician, how do they think all his family will survive? So for the sake of his family, Nigeria cannot break up. Ado Doguwa. So on the 25th of February 2023, during the presidential elections, Ado Doguwa, who was losing to the NNPP candidate in Kano, decided to mobilize his men, and they headed straight to that particular ward in his local government area to go and look for those who are doing the job of about to unseat him as a lawmaker. So when they got there, a lot of people ran away when they saw them. But they were able to round 15 people altogether. After destroying the ballot papers, burning them and all of that, the 15 people they managed to see and capture in that violence, like a terrorist style, they now shot at them in execution style. Like they lied them down like this. They told all of them to kneel down, like on a roll. And they shot them in execution style. You see, the news of the execution, when it broke out in Kano, the entire Kano almost erupted in big protest and violence. Big story. But here, they said Doguwa, this guy, personally, brought out his own gun and he shot 3 people. He himself shot 3 people, like, bah! You know what I mean? It's like you line people like this. So you people, you are the rats. You are the rats who are trying to stop me. You guys are the ones who are trying to make me lose. I will use you as a scapegoat, as a lesson to others. So they told them to kneel down like the terrorists would do. And he shot 3 people. He didn't send people to do it, so that was why he got arrested. They had to arrest him in order to calm the tension. Murder. When they arrested him, they took him to court and they charged him for murder. So when they charge him for murder of 15 people, you know what he did? When they finished killing the people, they now put them inside a house. There happened to be the NNPP or so, the opposition's party secretariat. They put all of them inside the place. After killing them all, they now set the whole place ablaze. They burned the entire place down, including the 15 people inside that they just killed. For election, it was so bad that the worst INEC, they had to postpone the election in that particular constituency. And he got arrested. So when he got arrested, he was in court for murder. This guy is in court for murder, right? They just gave him bail. When they gave him bail, he went back to go and conclude. They now postponed the election to conclude the election later. They call it supplementary election, rerun, whatever. So when they finally put all the numbers together, he was declared winner. So, a murderer, they are now saying, hey, but has he been convicted? Are you there, Maiyegun? Are you there? Say you there, you are there. Ha. Was I there when Ekweremadu took that young man from Nigeria? Were you there? Were you there? When Ekweremadu, they do visa. They do all of, were you there? But it is Nigeria. That is when you will start hearing questions. Somebody killed 15 people that shook the entire Kano state not long ago. Omo, the guy is the front runner right now. As one of those who succeed Bajabia Mole as a lawmaker, as a speaker. Number 4 man in Nigeria. Do you see the difference now? He is not guilty until proven guilty. Abi? Murderer. They know it, oh. Their policemen know. The eyewitnesses know. But they release him on bail. He's cruising about as honorable, as deputy speaker. See, okay, look at this. Oh. In fact, this is what makes the story interesting. 2. Ekweremadu, was a deputy senate president. Doguwa, this guy, is deputy speaker, House of Representatives. This one is a murderer. The other one is an organ trafficker. That one never remove organ, no. But you don't go 10 years jail. A murderer that murdered 15 people is on bail. Innocent until proven guilty. And is about to be the number 4 man in Nigeria. But Maiyegun, at least, he's not speaker yet. So why are you wasting your time? Should he even be a rep electee? If he was in Nigeria, Ekweremadu will either be a governor elect, Enugu State now, or it will be a senator elect from Enugu State. If nothing, if it was in Nigeria that a boy ran into police station to report that Ekweremadu want removing kidney for his daughter, or help me, the young man will be arrested for false accusation because he wanted to defame Ekweremadu. He wanted to destroy Ekweremadu's name. Who sent you? Who are the people who send you to go and destroy a good man's name? Why do you want to destroy good people? You evil. Somebody who is, you know what I mean? In Nigeria, they blame victims. Those that Doguwa killed, they are, after all, they are dead, Abi. After all, you are not there, Maiyegun. After all, he's not yet a speaker now. After all, he's innocent until proven guilty. What some of you don't know about injustice is that it is a respecter of no one. Even you, where they follow them, you go collect. When your time is right, you go collect. Everybody, go. You know what I mean? Last. Don't cast. Now everybody go chop breakfast. That's one thing about bad governance. Bad governance no be cloud chasing. Bad governance, no be attention seeking. Bad governance no be living in denial. Bad governance no know whether, you know what I mean, you are good at pretending. It go touch you, you go scream, like it would. So in Nigeria, I think I have a clip. I'll show you. Emi Lokon.
I want to borrow the humble example and the very humble words of the president-elect of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, that MLA con. MLA con. As far as I'm concerned, and as far as the institution of the legislature is concerned, I want to borrow his words humbly, that MLA con, that it is my turn this time around.
Do you get the drift? Escobat, president-elect. Bad shitty, I be shitty boy. Boko Haram founder, vice president elect, ex-convict, Oji Uzo Kalu, or the garrulous kleptomaniac, God's Willie, Akpabiole. So either of them will be your Senate president. And a murderer as Emilokan, and all of that, because he's borrowing from our humbly borrowing it from their leader, Emilokan. Tiniti bayin o ke bonne shen lucky. Are you following the whole sequence, Abi? Here is something I said I want to share with you. Let me see if I still have it. I don't know if you have followed this before now, and I think that's the second thing I wanted to talk about after the protest, the ban on protest and all that. The Debt Management Office in Nigeria, they have come out to say, true, Emefiole printed 22.7 trillion naira, and he gave it to Buhari's government. So the question is, what did Buhari's government, what did they do with 22.7 trillion naira loan from Central Bank Emefiole? What do you think they did with that money? Emefiole printed the money, handed the money over to Buhari's finance minister, and they shared 22.7 trillion naira in 8 years. So what they have now done is, in order for nobody to be asking or arresting anybody for the crime they have committed, so they are now converting the 22.7 trillion that Emefiole printed and gave to Buhari. They have now added it to the total debt of Nigeria. So when you look at some of the debts that Nigeria holds so many countries, they will tell you how many years Nigeria will pay the money and at what interest rates. Some they will say 10% interest. Some they will say 18% interest. Some they will say, oh, it's just Chinese one. They say that Chinese loan cheap passed. You know, they pass about 10% Chinese loan interest. So what they have now done is they have now designed that debt, 22.7 trillion. They have redesigned it like a loan, like a loan like others. They now said the loan is with the interest of 9%. So therefore, Nigeria printed 22.7 trillion naira without anything to show for it. And it's a debt that is at 9% interest rate. So that's it. Omo, There is no, I don't think there's any cartel, cabal, or any organized criminal cartel in the world that is as organized as that of Nigerian criminals. I'm going to take a look at it this way. Rig election, which is corruption. Gain that power. After you gain that power, do what you like, including if you need money, or you print the money. Imagine you having the capacity to just print any amount, any money you want. These are not money printed that they will now stand as like commercial loan, where businesses will access them. They will take that money. Power sector, this one sector, that one sector, and all of them will take that money like they do in America when they say they are giving some bailout money. So if they have to go and print money, print dollar, or anyhow. So imagine that you have the capacity to just say, Omo, go and print me 500 billion naira. So you are politicians, so the money is not attached to anything, just printed paper, printed money on it, printed the design and all of that on that, yeah? And you pack that paper, and you say, hey, hello, I need $20 million. That's money, that 500 billion you just printed on paper, like somebody who use the printer to print money. You print the money, 500 billion, you put it in a bank. You see, that's the value. Oh, yeah, give me $20 million. You take the $20 million, you carry that one in briefcase, you take it abroad. So when the people who got you that dollars, when they access that money, the money is just everywhere in the economy, but there's nothing the money is producing. Do you get that? So they just print the money to get the value of something that is actually not for there, it's not producing anything, and they take it out. So if a dollar goes for 1,000 naira to a dollar, it doesn't concern them. All they have to do is to print money. In Nigeria, they used to steal money generated. Sure, you get. In Nigeria, politicians will steal money that their different agencies have generated. They will steal the money. But you see what Nigeria has gotten to a stage whereby the people who are stealing money, when they generated money, they can't wait anymore. They have started attacking the source of where they are generating the money, so that the money will not even get to where they will share it. You know what I'm talking about now? So under Boko Haram and gang, today, Nigeria's revenue has dwindled. It has dwindled so badly, that the money Nigeria is making from revenue is only just to pay and service their debt. So the central bank in Nigeria printed the money, and they call it way and means. When the money evaporated, 22.7 trillion naira, 22.7. See me, they shout 22.7, 22.7. If I can't see the money face to face, maybe I could just turn deaf and dumb. I would just be like, Maiyegun talkie. Maiyegun, what happened? What happened? Have you seen the money? See the way I'm shouting. 22.7 trillion. Do you even know if that money was printed? Dubious like that, because it's like an economic sabotage. It's a fraud, it's a scam, where you didn't generate any money, you just printed it. And you just use it, take some value away, and then the money is used for nothing. That's economic sabotage. But imagine if people like that could print 22.7 trillion and they just invested them in industrialization of every part of Nigeria. No corruption, no inflation, no nothing. Imagine. And all these plants, everything is now started working 8 years after, to match up production versus the money that is available. I been over so you economists talk balance them up. Money day, work day, everything day, balance up. No, they were just printing money, sharing it. Once they get their own share, they will call their bureau de change. Can you get me dollars? Can you get me dollars? I've got 200 million I want to change. Workers' salary unpaid. Even contractors doing their different contracts in their state unpaid. So what they have now done is to cover it up so that you won't have to begin to wonder what's going on. To cover it up, they have put it under the debt of Nigeria. So the entire debt of Nigeria right now, ladies and gentlemen, for what about you, like do like this. Somebody we won't read the removal letter. Like that. Nigeria debt is now over 63 trillion naira. Something they put over 110 billion US dollars. Money where they print, they don't have them together. They don't want you to ask what they did with the money, because that would be a long story. All they care about now is how are we going to pay this money back? Kolu said, if you need money, you print money. You print more money. They will bring somebody who go print more money. So the debt management office said, this is the old thing now. So Central Bank of Nigeria will be removing the repayments from the federal government. Imagine me, Maiyegun. Let's say I wake up right now and I have the capacity to just print myself money. So, and I wake up and I'm like, okay, how much money do I need this week? Let's say I'm not working, I don't have any work, I don't have any business. And I just wake up and I'm like, okay, let me just print, I will just print my 700,000 pounds. And I will now write it down and say, I borrowed myself 100,000 pounds. I will pay this money back when I have money. So I printed 100,000 pounds. So I can go and live lavishly, do everything, do all of that. So I'm in debt of 100,000 pounds to myself. I owe myself. So how do I pay that back? I'll print more money. So maybe I should just print 200,000. So then I'll go and print 200,000 pounds sterling. Then I will pay myself 100,000 that I borrowed myself. I'll pay that back. I still have another 100,000, but I'm in debt of how much? 200,000 pounds sterling. So I'm still owing myself. That's exactly what Bokwari and Emefiele, your central bank, what they are doing. But in the long run, they are hurting the majority of you are genuine businessmen and women. They are hurting you. Because you would have to provide the value for every kobo in that naira. If you want to get a 10 naira, you have to provide the service of 10 naira to get a 10 naira. You know that? You that is working or doing businesses, you will work from morning to evening, doing a business that, you know what I mean? Now, the value at the end of the night, if you say, thank God today, I made 5,000 naira. By the time you look all of the effort you put into that 5,000 naira, that's your satisfaction. Or you say, you see this 5,000 naira, this 5,000 naira, I know if you give anybody, you say, Baba, please now give me 1,000. I know if you give anybody kobo, you see this 5,000 naira. If I tell you what I do, to get this 5,000, because that 5,000 naira, has a value behind it before you got it, because you worked for it. These guys don't work for anything. They just print, just do it. And when it is time for them to answer, to be responsible for it, they just pass it on and say, well, it's not our fault now. Shebi, we did it because of you. Because of me. When did you do it? I didn't know. Where is the money? What do you mean, where is the money? Didn't you hear that we did it some time ago? Okay, wait till I can't benefit from it. Are you not breathing? Sure, you know they breathe? Every time they breathe, they thank God, thank God, thank God. You don't know that we are also contributing to it. Now, that you're breathing, where you they breathe? That alone, now 1 trillion it cost us. Is it because we didn't tell you? Sure, must we tell you everything? Now 1 trillion naira, I didn't know. We can't tell you everything. That's Nigeria, unfortunately. So wherever everybody lead themselves to, right? It has gotten to a stage whereby it's like where everybody just lie to themselves, like just tell them what they want to hear and all that. But at the end of the day, all of now where they do the real job, you don't get the value for the money. I mean, you don't get monetary value for all you put into this hard work. People are working like they are slaves. People get job that they live like they are poor. How do you comprehend that? They've reduced the value of your money. They've destroyed the economy because of their greed. They don't work. They produce nothing. These guys are scroungers. So it kind of beats one's imagination when we realize that some of you actually love your oppressors. It's sad though. But there's nothing we can do about it. That's what he told the people there. And then these are the people who are going to make your laws and all that too. Meanwhile, remember this picture. For those of you who are watching on YouTube, but you know that picture is when Bokwari went to visit Kolu in London last year. 2021, when Kolu had knee surgery in France. That's the house that Kolu's son Sheyi is said is the owner of. Which we believe that it is not Sheyi's, it is Kolu's. So now that the accounting days for when they want to do inauguration for him or swear for him, there are going to be more and more, expose on Tifnumbu. So that house, that's the house. The house where Zani's friends, the people accused of subsidy scam and the money they stole in Nigeria and all of them, the house Bokwari was going to seize this house. This was supposed to be a house of from proceeds of crime. Sure you get. But unfortunately, Bokwari can't anymore. He slept in the house because now she owned the house now. And Tifnumbu as your president, will likely sleep there more than he will sleep inside that old valley. So media are going to show you more about Tifnumbu these days, okay? You should brace yourself up. International media are going to focus on them. You're going to see properties. You're going to see, bank accounts. You're going to hear about deals. You're going to know about people who are going to be milking you. What are you going to do with them? That will be up to you, as they say. Let me take a little break before we continue. Don't go anywhere. We are currently over 2,000 of us, by the way, on YouTube as usual. Now, if you are here and you haven't really kind of liked this broadcast, please do. That's your offering. So I will be back in a moment. Don't go anywhere.
We will work with you to build a Nigeria that is not corrupt. I bring you a message of hope.
We are going to spend a lot of resources on education.
We will work with you.
Right. So you're going to come across this. If you see some of the properties that are already popping up, their details, their pictures, their location, their price, and the owners, how they bought them and all of that, you're going to be seeing a lot of that. And they are not saying they got some of this now. They said he got some of these properties when he was Lagos State governor. Nigeria is a crime scene. Nigeria is not UK. So if it was in the UK, Kolu will actually be in jail. No, I promise you that. He will be in jail. But unfortunately, in Nigeria, they are preparing a palace for a thief. And everybody's going to come back later and say, So, I'm going to take a few calls. That one was me trying to take a break. So this is going to be my normal break. I want to take calls tonight. I want to hear your reactions. I want to hear your own your own kind of reactions, so to say. Because some people were saying that if Ekweremadu was a northerner, they said if he was from the northern part of Nigeria and his daughter need that medical treatment, that the UK government would rather look away. And I said, I disagree. I think sometimes we kind of want to excuse bad behavior. Or if, what about, instead of saying that, what about you say, the northerners that you think are not smart, the southerners that you think are smart, are making the most terrible decisions, most foolish decisions. And in most cases, they are always sort of, in abeyance to this supposed less intelligent North. So in my own book, if I have to use that narrative, in the Nigerian politicians, kind of comparison, I would say a Northern politician is very smart not to bring their family here with a member of, with a poor man's child or a poor woman's child, with the intention of coming here to remove his organ. So there's no point in saying if that happened to a northerner. What about saying they are smarter than the southern politicians who are so foolish, so selfish, and so power drunk that they are already living in their own world, and the only people they sort of are ready to lead the asses off are the same northern politicians. So I won't see any northern politician take such risk if they know they would rather go to other places where they know the risk is kind of less. So if somebody who is a lawyer, former Senate president, a long-time politician, if you have no other thing than is just power drunk, the Nigerianness in him got too much of him, and just like so many things he's gotten, he's probably got away with, right? He believed he could get away with this as well, and then that's it. He couldn't. Don't say if it's a northerner, the UK won't do that. That's you trying to excuse bad behavior. Behavior. So you get. Well, anyway, I will leave you to that. I am going to go make myself a cup of tea, fresh one. So when I get back, I'll take 1 or 2 calls or even more. Depends on how the conversation flow. If it's not flowing too well, we'll end the broadcast not long. Yeah? Don't go anywhere. I'm going to go make myself a cup of tea. speaking tongue. Thank you very much, everyone. So, meanwhile, I'm not going to be live tomorrow, tomorrow evening. So let's kind of make the best of this night. I'll take my first one. Yeah. Hello there.
Hello, good evening, Mr. Maiyegun.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
I'm very fine. This is Don Gada speaking.
Sorry.
Yeah, Don Gada.
Don Gada. I wanted to say, like, did I hear Don Dada? May I no come mix them up? Don Gada, how you doing, Baba?
Don Gada. I'm very well.
Brilliant. I'm very well too. Thank you for asking. You are my first caller. Please.
Yeah. There is something there is this question that has been going on in my mind. Like, I watched a broadcast of Nnamdi Kano. That is a review. I did watch that review like 2 days ago, right, on 2015, where he was saying that after Buhari, that Tinubu is going to be the president and nobody is going to do anything about it. And he actually said that Tinubu is not from Nigeria, that he's from the neighboring country. Now, it makes me to wonder if actually Tinubu acquired a Nigerian passport to claim to be a Nigeria, or he's actually from Nigeria and claim the other passport. You
probably will never know.
Because I want to ask you a question. I want to make it a public question, not directly to you. Okay. If anybody has an answer to that or have an answer to that, should give us the answer. I have never seen anyone claiming to be a relation to Tinubu in Nigeria. There is nobody claiming to be his classmate, his schoolmate. Nobody. I have never seen during the election, during the whole argument and all that.
That's right. No childhood friends, no siblings, at all. No cousins from the
Not even a mother or mother's family or whatever. You understand? And these people have made Nigeria. Nigeria is like a jungle, like Nnamdi Kano.
The rest of Africa actually saying it. That's one thing they don't even know. They don't believe that the rest of Africa actually knows everything going on in Nigeria. Some people don't believe that.
They know. But what I think they actually did, and what they keep doing, like the bills that they are passing currently, the one that is going to jail anybody that protests. Mm-hmm. They want to make Nigeria their safe place, not because they don't know that the world know about what they are doing, but they want to make a Nigeria safe place, so there won't be attack against them in the public, in the private, or anywhere. You understand? How can you tell me, like, in 8 years of Buhari, he printed 22.7 trillion. That is times 8 of the money in circulation in Nigeria. Times 8 total money in circulation in Nigeria, and nobody is doing anything about it. And he's saying that when he retires, he will go to either Nigeria Republic or go to Kaduna if anybody disturbs him or whatsoever, and nobody is there saying anything about it. Like, the whole thing baffles me. These people have made Nigeria a jungle where the lion will kill, they will eat until they get satisfied. No other animals can eat.
No other animal will
how are they going to get satisfied? Because more lions keep joining them. There are more lions who are willing to join on a daily basis.
With bottomless stomach that remain insatiable, that will never be filled. Greed. Don't gather.
You understand? Maiyegun, do you believe that average Nigeria, these people made people intentionally poor? An average Nigeria does not pray to become successful. They see politicians as an opportunity, and when you talk about them, they say that why don't you pray to become like them, to become successful like them? That if your father like them, that you should show us your father, you should show us your mother, that you are just envy of them being successful. And I want to say something about
success
that.
When you don't have any enterprise, you just have the money and you just flaunt it, because you didn't make the money the legit way, so you flaunt them and you blow them up. And the entire country is paying for that, and you call that success? That's what I mean.
You understand? I am so surprised and baffled with the way Nigerians, an average Nigeria, is reasoning. These people I'm beginning to wonder, maybe because they are poor, they have seen their life as being poor, they were born poor. That is not the problem of the government to solve their problem, to make them rich, that they have to pray to God to make them to get to the level where the current government or anybody in their local government chairman or house of rep or whatsoever, that they have to pray to get to their level, that they are not actually committing a crime by subjugating them into poverty, by taking what rightfully belongs to them. Or, I'm just so tired of the way everything is. And it is not showing up like they are going to act anytime.
Like they are, I know. It's called it's called Stockholm syndrome. Okay. So what happened is that where oppressors begin to bond. Sorry, where the oppressed begin to bond with the oppressor. When people get abused for too long, you get to a stage that you begin to blame yourself. That maybe it's actually your fault. Maybe if you try to change, maybe that person will kind of show you love. Abuses will get to a stage whereby you begin to blame yourself. That maybe you are the one at fault.
And you will have to try to support the person who has
and you begin to defend them. Anybody who says they are doing something wrong, you begin to fight them and say, shut up your mouth. You don't know the whole story. So some of us are also very bad people. We are very terrible people. That's why these people are doing their best. And that's what I mean. Abuses, when it takes too long.
I now begin to ask, how are we going to survive these 8 years of Buhari? Maiyegun, I used to renew my car papers with 10,500. Just today, my wife called me from Nigeria, and she told me that she went to renew one of the car papers, and they told her it's 19,500 to renew the car papers now.
It's going to even
the average poor people don't understand this. This is what I'm trying to say. They don't understand this. They don't know how far these people have pushed us to war. They have tried to make us so poor that we can't even stand up on our feet to fight them whenever we see them or to challenge them.
Don Gada, let me take another call, Baba. You never miss, like others, sharpshooters who can always be very specific and indeed.
No problem,
Baba. Thank you
very
so much. Nice one.
Yeah.
Don Gada, that's Don Gada here from in the UK.
No problem.
Hello there.
Thank you very much.
Hello there.
Hello, Maiyegun. How are you?
I am very well. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Is that Sham?
Yes, it is. It is.
Guess what? It's that voice. And I'm beginning, I told you, I'm beginning to kind of familiarize myself with that your voice. So how are you, ma'am?
I'm fine, thank you. I'm fine, thank you. I really enjoy your shows.
Thank you.
Some days I just want to listen, to listen and learn. And today's show was very heartbreaking.
Indeed.
It's very heartbreaking. But I've been thinking about, because I always listen to your show regularly now.
Thank you.
And I've been thinking about how did we let this happen? How did we let this happen? I mean, it's not a stretch that somebody like Tinubu decided to run for president. I mean, people who knew about his history, knew about his drug dealings and all of that before he became Asiwaju. They were all there.
Indeed.
And when they were conferring that title on him, nobody said, "Oh, why are we trying to give this man whose wealth we cannot ascertain where he got it from? Why would we enthrone such a person in such a position?" We are part of the problem. We as Nigerians, we are part of the problem. We contributed to this problem. Take, for example, when we go to church, they say, "Oh, you should tithe 10% of whatever you or your salary or whatever you earn," right?
Mm-hmm.
You tithe the 10%. Are there people that actually question the pastors, your bishops, and all of these people about what happens to the money that is given to them? Right? They fly private jets, they do all of that business, You see all of that. Meanwhile, you're suffering. And it has never occurred to you to say, you know what? I'm not quite sure what my leaders are doing or what these people are doing with the money that we're paying to them. I remember watching the wedding of one of our pastors, right? I'm going somewhere with this, one of our pastors, a lavish wedding. And I was watching this and I was like, the people who attend this church, Are they going to question the amount of money this man is spending on this one wedding for this one child? But guess what? The next Sunday, they'll take a bath, put on their finest clothes, and go back to that same church.
For Thanksgiving,
we
of course.
are part of the problem. We are part of the problem. We enthrone ineptitude and impunity, and we expect what to happen. Why would we would celebrate Asiwaju, make him governor, or whichever way, make him do all of these things for him? Why do you think it's a stretch of the imagination that he will not aspire for presidency? We are part of the problem. And like the previous caller said, it's going to be really hard now because majority of the people are so poor that even if one person comes out to challenge them, right, they're going to pounce on that person and probably kill that person for trying to stand up, forgetting that, if we all stood up to these people, right, they will understand that there is no currency in that stolen wealth. That it doesn't buy them any favor. It doesn't give them any access. Do you understand?
I'm with you.
But I don't know how we're going to get out of the mess that we're in.
See, there's something about there's power. See, there is power in words. I kind of believe that now. You see, there are people that will sit back and somehow they are actually thinking about this too. And what we are working on is to make sure that we have large number of people that don't just listen and just pass it on. Do you get that now? Because this is how letting people know the consequences of what they are doing. And the more you keep telling them and keep telling them and keep telling them, the more possibility of making a difference. But apart from that, it is exhausting.
I don't know. Honestly,
trying to tell people who can see with two eyes what they can see to reject what they can see. And it becomes so difficult, exhausting, they will say.
We have to come out en masse to actually, because I don't know how we're going to do it. I know you're saying that the more we have these conversations, the more people listen to it, maybe we can build momentum and then try and get the people out of, let them understand that the things that they've done, they don't have any currency. It is not going to buy them any access. When they come around with that ill-gotten wealth, we don't show up. Just like in Port Harcourt, what's his name? Asiwaju went to, what did he go to do again? He went to, yeah, Do you see the number of people that showed up there? What about if nobody came there? To the embarrassment of Wiki and to the embarrassment of Tinubu, because we are fed up. We are not going to come and, give you access and tell you that what
you are so right, too. They did same thing to Buhari in Imo State. And the whole place looks like a ghost town. And the president of the country was in town. And I saw the video and I was like, so they had to do everything for him inside the government house to make it look big. Yeah. You are right. People could protest that way. But unfortunately, I wish we could get into people who says that much. Unfortunately, that we can't.
But I feel like that's the only way. But like you said now, Nigeria is so multidimensional poverty. Multi-dimensional poverty. Yes. Where are we going to start? Where are you going to tell the Agberu that he should come and when there's someone who organizes something, you shouldn't show up? Won't he beat me?
You are going to be his enemy that day. No matter how much you respect him, that day will hate you. Like, say, what are you saying? I've been doing Agberu since all this while, and tomorrow they won't pay us. You say, man, no go. Are you, anyway? Exactly. Lady Charm, thank you so much.
Just a quick one regarding the Ekweremadu.
Yes, please.
Just like you said, somebody said that, if it was a Hausa man, that they wouldn't have done that, right? But what you said is correct. A Hausa man wouldn't have been that foolish. They wouldn't have done what he did.
They won't.
Instead, he would have probably gone to Saudi, Dubai, or somewhere else. They are more intelligent than
somewhere much secluded. Where they know that if the news broke, somehow they can cover it up and still come back.
They won't
come about our own people, They get class, they get connection, they get money, they know everything, and then boom, it happens. My enemies are at work.
Exactly, and that the enemies are not at work. You were not smart.
You were not.
Even if he didn't have to even take that boy to the UK. He could have taken him to South Africa, got him tested in the first place to make sure that they are compatible. You don't do stupid things like that. It's not any liver for any liver. You have to be compatible.
Yes.
And I'm surprised that they did not ask any member of their own family to actually get tested to see that if they're compatible with the daughter, because usually they start with the members of the family to check whether or not they're compatible. Now, I suspect that even if one of them was compatible, because it's like you said, even when you take away the liver,
what kind of person he is to them. Go on.
It doesn't. When you take out the liver, you yourself will be compromised forever.
That's right.
Okay, so there is a chance that even if they found somebody within their own family who was compatible, but because of that prognosis, they're not going to do it. So they're looking for somebody else's help to put in that situation. But like you said, they were rather foolish. Their step one should have been get him tested to ensure that he's compatible with his daughter before going to that long process. That's the first step, you know. Anyway, let other people call.
Sure. Thank you so much, as usual, right? Thank you so much, ma'am, for all of that, because that's my own view, and it seems that people are actually agreeing that Hello there.
Good evening. Good evening, Maiyegun. How are you?
Good evening, Ma. How are you too? I'm very well. It's been a while.
Yeah, thank God. Firstly, I'm going to start on Ekweremadu.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm glad that he brought the boy to the United Kingdom. So glad. Because if he has taken that innocent boy to another country, he will have got away with that mother. But in United Kingdom, let no one fool themselves that if Ekweremadu is an Hausa man or Fulani man, they will not jail him. Let them come off their high horse. This is United Kingdom.
That's right.
There is a law. And in United Kingdom, nobody is above the law.
Nobody.
And that is in United Kingdom. He brought the boy to United Kingdom. The Lord decided to disgrace him, disgrace his wife. Tell them there is nobody that is above the law.
That's right.
In United Kingdom. Glad he was caught. Glad he's going to jail.
Yes.
And he will spend that 10 years.
Oh, my Lord.
There are organizations. This is one thing they don't know about United Kingdom. Ordinary common organization in United Kingdom will march, will pull against him, and I tell you, he will not get out of it. How can you bring somebody from Nigeria to traffic their organ to save your own daughter? Wickedness. And someone said if it is an Hausa man, he will not do that. Let them not put themselves on that high horse.
Don't deceive
Whether
yourself.
Whether it's an Hausa man, Igbo man, Yoruba man, it makes no difference.
It does.
Check the history of United Kingdom very well. They put their own, once the Prime Minister in United Kingdom, check it, was sentenced in United Kingdom for VAT fraud. Check the record is there. In United Kingdom, nobody's above the law. It doesn't matter.
You are better not caught. But if you are caught, Omar, you go serve them. You know they go anywhere.
Oh,
you better not get caught under their law. Say, oh, you did something. And when you are caught, they usually, depends on they will give you a chance to free yourself and don't do it again. But if you are caught on anything, you are not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere. Like, you go finish waiting, they won't take from you before they will say, oh, yeah, continue. We don't need you anymore.
The Senate President, Obasanjo, everybody, they sent 51 letters to the judge. 51 letters.
51
was sent to the judge for character reference from Nigeria. 51 character reference letter in support of Ekweremadu. Oh, Ekweremadu should be brought back to Nigeria to complete his sentence. Oh, Yami, get off it. This is United Kingdom, Joe.
You go finish them here. Now here you go do them. Now here you commit the crime. Now here they sentence you. When you are done, you go back to Nigeria.
They will march against him. The organization in United Kingdom will march against him, and he will finish his sentence in United Kingdom. They can go to any court. This is UK. This not be
And
Nigeria.
if they are doubting it, they should call Ibori. They should go on Google and search James Ibori case in the UK. He finished the entire. They used about a year and a half for his case. When they sentenced him, he spent another 4.5 years. He completed the entire 6 years sentence.
He will.
And when he was done, they allowed their plane to come here and they took him private jet and they were hosting party for him in Delta State. That's your problem in Nigeria. You go finish that one for here first.
Nigeria, they value their so-called criminals.
They do.
And this is the problem. The so-called criminals, the hard criminals that are supposed to be in jail.
Yes.
They celebrate them. And this is one of the reasons why that country,
because you know something, ma. Somebody said that now Ekweremadu, now that jail, he in that jail for the next thing. Somebody they have jailed in the UK. Another person responded and said, now your papa they go jail. Who told you that Ekweremadu is going to jail? All of you idiots, all of you enemies. Now your father will go and say, look at them, they are fighting themselves. Meanwhile, Ekweremadu don't enter jail already. Like this one is not like, you know, he's already there. His new home.
Yeah, where girl will be at Olowe or Pentovi. And we not king there.
Of course, now regular normal. He would wake up every morning. He will do everything other people do. If he wants to go and exercise, he will do that. If he wants to have his meal, if he wants to have his guests, if he wants to read, if he wants to write, if he wants to use the internet, everything everybody do, he go they do them. But go just stay inside that.
Do you know how many of them flew from Nigeria? Came over to UK.
Many times, ma. Many times. They were in today. I saw them today.
Yeah, they come down. Hoping this is Nigeria, where they can use the wink or whatever, or try to persuade. If government was not served in United Kingdom, I tell you tomorrow, the street will see charity ordinary common charity organization will march on the street. I tell you, this is United Kingdom. This is UK. They don't joke with blood.
No.
This is United Kingdom. This is not Nigeria. We are criminals that are supposed to be in Kuje are parading themselves as the leaders. And this is one of the problems Nigeria is facing. Check those people in government now. All murderers. From those who order the killing of Nigerian youth to the godfather of Boko Haram, to the one that got angry and brought out AK-47, killed 4 people in Santa. And these are the people they are trying to celebrate.
Yes. Those are the kind of people they will tell you, you are insulting our leaders. You cannot be sitting abroad and be insulting everybody. You just insult all the leaders. So murderers are leaders, money launderers are leaders, kidnappers are leaders. I mean, I don't understand, man. Let me take another call tonight, man. Thank you so much. It's actually good to hear from you.
God bless you.
Amen.
Thank you, sir.
And you too, man. Take care, man. So I have another caller. Oh, it's connected. Hello there.
Hello, Maiyegun.
Yes, sir. How are you?
I'm all right. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah. I just want to chip in something. I'm calling from Canada for the purpose of what I want to say. I want to leave my name out of it, right? And it's about that paper.
Go for it.
It's about that Ekweremadu stuff because I have a friend who is close to the
family also.
That guy, yeah.
Right.
So
share with
when
us
they say when they say that guy wasn't really a match, right? There are some things that people don't really understand. It's not that medically that guy can donate kidney to that lady. It wasn't a match because the doctors, when questioning that guy, noticed that guy didn't understand it. The whole thing, the whole package. You get me? That was why they declared that guy not match, to that donating that stuff, right?
That makes sense. Go.
It's not a match. It's not that medically that guy cannot donate. But when they said initially that when they asked that guy a question, they were thinking that probably that guy didn't understand the English. They were thinking it's a language stuff, right? They had to call interpreter. to make sure that this guy didn't, understand the question they were asking. When they asked him, those people were able to help them to say that the guy's response wasn't really the kind of answer they are expecting from someone who has been explained and all that. You understand me? That was actually why, if you watch that, the doctor that actually connected they also jailed that guy because even that guy didn't even give this guy the actual money that Ekweremadu paid for this stuff. You understand me? So that I just want to chip in that to. Yeah, I just want to chip in that to people's knowledge, so that they understand.
Some additional information. That's very, very important because there is a new development after that conviction. That development is that the young man said the UK should give him a stay here. He can't go back to Nigeria. Yeah. They will kill him and they asked him that. What about that doctor? Did he actually? Because they said the doctor was the one who facilitated the boy to Ekweremadu's.
Yeah.
So which means he was the one that accessed the boy, did all the background check and all that. So now he said that man didn't pay him anything. And what he promised his mom, he never did. And that man didn't tell him, that's why he said to the police here, he said that man didn't tell him that they were coming to remove his kidney, which I believe is an extra. He knew. So reason why he probably knows that he's not getting anything at this point, that doctors are not using him, and the doctor that brought him didn't pay him, could actually be reason why he was like, oh man, I need to save myself now, or else I don't know what they're going to do to me. Sure, you guys. So thank you so much for that additional information. I want
to say this again. Yeah. Do you know that from this information, do you know that that guy wasn't paid up to 500,000?
Wow.
The money that doctor gave to him wasn't
up to 500,000.
I don't know how reliable it is. Not up to 500,000. Because these guys, I'm telling you, are still speaking to this guy even now that he's in UK.
Wow.
You understand me? So
I wish the guy gets all the help he needs. The first step is that I 100% believe that he's not going back to Nigeria. Not again, not anytime.
That one is so. That one for sure.
So then afterward, afterward, he's going to also get help for his own mental health and the rest of that, what this whole thing is to him. So it's still a long journey for him, and I kind of celebrate his boldness. A lot of people would rather die in silence, in pain, than come out here, because a lot of people have also, in the UK, when things like this happen, we believe that when somebody does something like this, they are also helping so many people who are like potential or would be victims of the similar thing. That they may never know, they may never see them, but this that happened to Ekweremadu can be indirectly be saving so many lives right now that could have the same similar thing. So, Baba, thank you very much for this add-on, okay? I do appreciate you. So, I have another caller on the line. Hello there.
Hi, Maiyegun. Hi, good evening.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
Okay. Just my two cover on the Ekweremadu case. Basically, where do I start? Okay. Now, why Ekweremadu and the wife went down? It's all out of arrogance, because the guy is so rich that he can easily open up and tell a donor, listen, this is the deal. My daughter is ill. She needs a donor, which is a normal thing, It's a normal thing. And then I said, listen, this is the support I'm going to give you. Don't worry if anything goes wrong and all that. The guy is stinkily rich. So why did you have to? I mean, you had a name to protect. You had a reputation to protect, and you thought you were in Nigeria that you can just do anything and get away with it. And for the young man, whether he knows whether he was going to be a donor or not, we do not know. But I believe that doctor should even, if I was a judge, I would have jailed that doctor for 15 years. You know why? Because he is the facilitator. He's a criminal facilitator.
That's right.
And I believe this is not the first time he's been doing this.
Another angle.
This This is a person that went to a medical school that is supposed to have reputation and protect it, because medicine is just not really medicine. Is a profession of integrity. It's supposed to have some professional ethics. And Ekweremadu being your average arrogant politician that thinks he can even bribe God to go to heaven. He thought he could get. So it serves all of them right. The only persons I'm concerned with about is the poor boy's mother and father, if she's got a father, because they're gonna go for him. I was reading somewhere this evening, and people were already threatening the parents that they're going to treat their fuck up and all that stuff. What's that? You see?
They are calling them ungrateful. They said they are ungrateful. They ruined a
ungrateful,
man. A man that was about to change their life. They ruined him. What are they going to gain now?
And this is the same thing with Tinubu. People are celebrating him instead of you to call him out. That this guy, first of all, there's nothing personal. Nobody has a personal thing with Tinubu and all that. He might be a nice person, but at the end of the day, this guy is a liar, is a fraud, he's a drug dealer. That sort of character cannot be a Nigerian president. It's just as simple as that. Nobody is not because of his face or because he's 86-year-old or something that as he claims and all that. Nobody is even looking at that. But everything about him is all lies and fraud.
Lies, falsehood, half-truth,
falsehood. And so many like How can you want to see the house that is the process of crime, and you, the president, the sitting president of Nigeria, knows that your pally and all that, you went there and visited him.
The same house, house that you have all the documents on your table. You approved that EFCC should go ahead and recover all of them, and they will get all the support they needed. Then 2 years after that, you are inside the house.
Maiyegun, I will tell you something.
Tell us, sir.
I still believe that this guy is not going to be sworn in. But if by hook or crook it happens, okay, Nigeria is going to turn to a very violent state. People will pick up and that will start gunning down these people and kidnapping and killing them. They're not kidnapping for any money. They'll just kidnap as a revenge. It's going to be so violent. Nigeria will be so violent that, man, you don't want to live there.
So
this is what is going to, because people have been driven to conspiracy and all that. Because
the problem is that we can see the level of degeneration in Nigeria. The numbers don't lie. The economic stand, unemployment at the highest ever, poverty at the highest ever, corruption. In fact, the audacity of corruption in Nigeria today, we have never seen anything like this before, where corrupt people, criminals, are boldly making statements in public of what they would do and all of that without any sort of consequences. We have never seen it like this before, Baba.
The whole line, between morality and immorality now is so blurred. How can a politician murder somebody and all that and go boldly? I mean, even the other day on IG was boasting about his number of his children and his wife. What? I mean, are these people sick? So that's just my big.
Thank you so much for that brilliant add-on, Baba. Go on.
We pray that Obi reclaims his mandate. We'll just pray. So that some kind of common sense will start.
Please come around. Anyway, Baba, I'll take another one. Thank you so much for stopping by. Okay, and you too. I have another caller. Hello there.
Hello, Maiyegun.
Yes, sir.
How are you?
I'm very well. How are you, sir?
Right. Okay, we're going to look at issues.
Yes. Please go on.
It's about the issue of, first of all, is the Ekweremadu.
Okay.
Yeah, this issue of look at it in this way, and I'm going to do it so I have the political inclination, political base, why Ekweremadu behave this way.
Please.
Nigeria, first of all, for all of us in Nigeria, we have born in a rotten country, including Ekweremadu, including you, including me. Whether you live in the diaspora or you live in Nigeria, you born in Nigeria and came to diaspora, or you live in America, you were born in a rotten country. And the thing is that after your primary school, your nursery school, as soon as you enter secondary school, you become a criminal in Nigeria. Because it's an institutionalized criminal country. It's a habitual criminal country. Nigerians are habitual criminals. So wherever they go, whatever they do, they're always going to perform their criminal activities. And this has been something that you cannot eradicate. You need a good mindset, a good education that we have to reform everything we are doing. Because if Nigeria is not a criminal country, somebody of caliber of Ekweremadu at that level, you will know that a legitimate way. Remember, the daughter is sick.
Yes.
And somebody, if your daughter is sick, you want your daughter to get better.
That's right.
You have all the whole financial power to do whatever. I'm not talking about, let's leave the corruption away. Let's leave out the corruption that you could have built hospital, you could have built that.
You want to do anything. You move mountain to get your daughter well or your son.
And all habitual criminals, you could have found a legitimate way because you actually can buy organ replacement. Why people do it? Everybody do it. You got the money. But the reason why, because it's a Nigerian, Nigerians are habitual criminals. They always think they want a shortcut. They always think they can cut corners. It is a lesson for people who live in diaspora and who live in Nigeria. Hundreds of them in diaspora they're going to prison every day for minor
things as well. You know that people do. You just like, why would you do that? And they just be like, I get you, sir. Go on.
Please don't check statistics. What is happening in all the diaspora prison? You will see Nigerians of thousands of Nigerians in prison, and you ask them why are they there, and then you can't give you any reason. And people imagine if Nigeria is not a criminal country, why would a former president of Nigeria will start to plead for leniency for a criminal? Somebody that's completely a criminal, somebody who has committed offense. Why would a speaker of House of Rep will start writing to even embarrass himself and shame himself to write a letter to British government for leniency to live
justice or tamper justice with mercy?
Imagine that kind of embarrassment. See how this is even one. They are disgracing Nigeria. They're disgracing Nigeria every day. You think about this is just like a small factor. What about criminals, Nigerians, who connive with some of these Western people, criminal Western people, and they will take their money in a way and they will not give them the money back. The money they stole from Nigeria. Millions of them. All right? The situation is this, that we know that this country is built on the foundation of criminality. And it has been there for a long time. And people do it get away. So this criminality was built on the foundation of, because I'm not going trouble, but because of the Hausa Fulani has controlled this government for a long time and become very lazy. The elite Hausa Fulani have controlled this government from become very lazy, and they don't do any other thing. And they put the foundation of criminality and corruption in the sense that when Jonathan was in power, it was like a nightmare to them. They harassed Jonathan left and right, until they drove Jonathan away.
And suddenly
they drove Jonathan away. Yeah. Now there is no way this situation was solved. The situation of Nigeria, what we solve is that definitely we don't have law for the country. We know that. All Nigerians don't have law for the country. We are not loyal to the country. Most of us are loyal to the country. Yeah, we are loyal to our tribe. You're loyal to them. We're not loyal. Very few of us are very loyal to the country. And if all of us are not loyal to the country, for God's sake, for God's sake, do the rightful thing. And let everyone, because if we go back to where we come from, then we start thinking. Because I feel, trust me, I'm being honest with you, I don't think Nigeria has got, even whether they say Obi or Tinubu, they have got a Nigerian who has the mental ability to govern the complicated, how Nigeria is. How complicated is Nigeria? You can bring any theory you want in this world. That theory may not work. Because the more you do it, the other man from the north will thwart it. The other man from Europe will do everything. So, for God's sake, look at how we're embarrassing ourselves in everywhere. And these people they set us up to be doing this all the time so that we keep embarrassing ourselves. And they think that the UK government is going to say, oh, Ekweremadu, you are a former speaker, everything is okay for you.
Yeah, you can now go. We have resolved it. We have resolved it diplomatically. Some are even saying the president of Nigeria can tell them to release him. I say, okay. So you want him released, Abi? Committing that crime, he can go because it's Ekweremadu.
Absolutely.
Wow.
This is one of the reasons that when you look at this, I'm not saying it's a saint, but it's an exceptional person. Exceptional in the sense that the way he has kept his record over a period of time. Because if they have anything that will incriminate Obi,
they will be everywhere by now.
They would have brought it out.
No, they will be everywhere by
Absolutely.
now. I mean, you know they say we have nothing, that they have to 100%. Manufacture something.
And I tell all Nigerians, I'm speaking to all Nigerians, all obedient, the Fulanese elite who control this government will never allow Obi to come and stop where they from the chop, because that's how they chop for life.
That's what they are chopping.
They don't work hard.
Thank you so much. Let me take another one because of our time. We are now coming closer and closer.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you,
anytime you close your shop, anytime you close school and shop, they go crazy.
I know. And then if people don't understand what that means, I mean, losing that power, some people don't understand it. They will soon understand. They will. Thank you so much, sir. Let me take another one, okay? I appreciate your time. So I have another caller. I have a Nigerian. Well, I've got two Nigerian callers.
Yes,
hello, sir. I lost them. How are you, sir?
Maiyegun Baba, Mowole at last.
Finally.
Mowole Latin America ni mo ti sọ̀rọ̀.
God bless you, sir.
Yeah, God will bless you. God will bless every one of you that have been at least doing so many things, making people to know the next thing to do, what is their future means, what is the take of their future. Yeah, I just want to correct one impression about the case of this man called Ekweremadu.
Please, sir.
One of the callers that said if it was one of the northern people or if it is Hausa person.
Yeah, like a northern politician or northern elite that this happened to, that they will not arrest him, they would have released him.
It's a big lie, my brother. It's a big lie. Law is working in any developed country. In UK, law is working. In US, law is working.
That's right.
I think you know the time they brought Trump to court in New York here.
Yes. And he's still standing trial as we speak right now. Same Trump.
Yes. If it was to be one of my former presidents, he would decline. He would decline the courts, whatever. He will look at himself as bigger than the court of the law. Look at this stupid Emefiele. The highest court of the land gave judgment. The man declined. So
they are consulting whether to agree or not.
Yeah. So this is one of the things that is killing Africa, that is killing Nigerians. Everybody just do whatever they like and they get away with it. So it is not because the man is Igbo man. If it is Igbo man, it is even if the man is now Igbo man, they will see jailing. They will jailing. So that is what I want to say. God will bless you, my brother.
And you too, sir. Thank you so much. And I hope I'll be lucky again next time. It won't be this tedious like the last time. So if you're still watching there, you can still like this broadcast, okay? Yeah, like it, share it, and then contribute. Hello there. Hello. Okay. You see, sometimes people will try so much to get through. And then when they get connected, right, the network may just kind of start acting up. And I feel sorry for people like that. They may never get another chance. Hello there.
Hello, Mr. Maiyegun.
Yes, sir. How are you?
Congratulations to me for at least I went through. Anyway, as you can see the number, I'm calling from South Korea. Let me point
South Korea is very far.
Let me point something.
Yeah, go on.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Let me point something straight. You keep using one word that they are waiting for you. Don't make that mistake. It's not only them. Housewife is waiting for you. Husband at home is waiting for you. Because when it comes to your own program, wife, if she's the one that is more interested in your program, trust me, she will leave everything that she's supposed to do. Husband will be very angry. The same thing, husband too. They won't have time for their wife. Everybody is waiting for you. One day they'll get hold of you. Anyway,
for me to come out. Okay. Now, what happened to those who have the husband and the wife regularly? If it be the wife calling the husband or husband calling the wife,
the children are waiting because they don't have time for the children. The children also are waiting. Anyway,
I can handle them.
I didn't follow the program. I didn't follow the program from beginning, but I thank God I went through. I want to make some point. Sorry, if you could permit me, maybe just 2 minutes. I'll start from Igbo. People think Igbo just started like maybe because of he's already rich and everything is well with him. That's why he joined the fight. Or maybe because of he fought, what's it called? Modakeke Ise. Look, with my age today, I'm 45. I owe Nigeria nothing and Nigeria owe me nothing.
Bless you.
I lived all my life in that country. I never eat any civil servant money. Don't get it wrong.
I'm with you.
I never go to any free hospital. Everything I do it from my pocket. Same thing my own father. So tell me, when people are fighting or some people just decide not to even care about the country, it's not like maybe they don't know what they are doing. They keep asking themselves, what do I want to benefit from country that does not give me anything? I don't get sick. I don't go to hospital. So some people that get sick and they go to hospital and they don't have that treatment, I pity them. Actually, my mom works in a hospital, one of the hospitals. Let me put it River State. My brother, she has retired since 2000 and probably, if I'm not making mistake, maybe 2000 and maybe 11 or so. She has not gotten a gratuity till today.
Wow.
Or attention rather, I don't know. That you get mad. Guess what? Our children,
because of the distance.
Her children are the ones. You know, every time they call her, oh, it's getting ready, come and pay something. You know, they still kill them, collecting money from their hand to settle people for their name to be among the next list. Baba, make me remove that one. Now, let's go back to this president issue.
Yes, sir.
I want you to go and Google South Korea. Their fourth president. Ask where the guy is. The last president that left before this recent one, the woman that left, all of them reach jail. They don't give a fuck about that's where law work. They don't give a sorry about the F word. They don't give a damn about anybody. Their law is so strong over there. Baba, if you live in South Korea, you can open your door and keep. Nobody is steal for their house. You can leave your door open, sleep well. Every landlord of a house has his own key to your own apartment. As in, your landlord can come to your house when you are not even at home to come and check his house. Maybe you're treating it well or not. Call anybody, ask them, or if anybody is here that has lived in South Korea, tell them to debunk this news. Every landlord over there has their own. They've given the house to you, but they still have spare key, and they can come to your house anytime.
Wow.
So come and check. That's how great that country is. However, I'll use it again. They don't steal. The woman, the last woman president that left there, she's still in jail till today. Guess what happened to her? It's her friend that put her in trouble. Her friend. Because the country, they said she gave her friend the access to rob the country. She was not the one that had that problem direct. Just her friend. Just because of her friend, they put her in jail. Her friend too is in jail.
Wow. Former president.
The man that left before she got there, I'm telling you, she was even a president before they removed her and put in jail.
So she was president. She was president where the Wahala started. So they had to remove her.
Oh my God. When the Wahala. And the moment they put her out, straight to jail, they escort her there. She's still there till this.
And the people from the tribe, they are not protesting that they have cheated them in South Korea and say, why did we do this to our daughter, golden daughter of Shingon?
Maiyegun, they will be the first person to even shout that they should arrest her. Her own tribe, her own people will be the first person to arrest her, to even complain that they should arrest her. They don't do their own thing that way. Their law is so strong. So, my brother,
look at them. Are they not progressing?
More than. I don't even need to go too far. If I go too far, I will be implicating some people. Over there, during those, what's it called? Pandemic period. Do you know, both black, both white, anybody, so far you're in the country, they give them money. Wow. You are paying everybody.
Wow. Well, you live there, so you are a witness. There's no point in going to ask anybody to ask Google anymore. So, of course, Baba,
they were paying everybody. They don't care if you're black, if you're white. They were paying everybody. So, as in that, okay, you guys are not working. Churches were giving people food. Churches were giving people provision. When I mean provision, anything you want, they'll give it to you. Right? So, the proper package, thank you very much. The type US was doing, they did the same thing. Still giving people money upon it. Maiyegun, you see that country. Don't mind people when people just remove their mind totally, like they should go to hell. The day and your people, the day they started, when they said, "Oh, Yoruba nation," instantly I put my hand in that sign book. I was so happy. I was even conversing to people. Like, come, let's put this petition.
Let's get together. Let's do this.
And at the end of the day, and I wanted to tell you something. You know, you are the one that opened their eyes. You blew that thing out of their hand. They did. I don't think they really want to go the way you wanted to go. They wanted to just do it like, you know, Kazamaji or whatever.
Yeah, like
magic.
No, not too much.
That's what they wanted to do. Thank you very much. Yeah. You now blow the whole thing. In fact, I know some of them will be doing voodoo on you, like, man, you really spoil their food. But thank God for everything.
I don't think that is working. Because all I did was, you know one thing, what I did was that I saw the genuineness of so many Yorubas I met. My own people, I met them.
My brother, so you will not understand.
They believe so
my
much.
God. If you know how happy I am.
Sure you get. Now, I can't talk to these people behind the scene. I can't realize, say, I'm on a pangolo. I want to try and make it real. Like, okay, you know what? You are already on it. You don't get the good image already. Let's get everybody together to build it enough for you, and let's make this thing happen. They're going to say, hey, this one is coming to come and take control. Oh, his enemy is this or that. But look at today.
I want to testify to something you told a lot of these people, that they keep putting blank ear or deaf ear. When you keep telling them all these fights, people are fighting from different angles, different states, different local governments. It's not all about that the real fight or whatever. It's about whatever they are getting from that land. Yes. Let me bring the nature into it. I went home last year.
Yep.
Let me say October, November. My brother, the people dragging, as in the people dealing with gold over there, as in the white Chinese guys,
drilling the gold in
the protection they gave them, the protection they gave those people, governor doesn't have it. Pure army convoy. I was just looking at them like, which of is it the governor that is going? People started laughing at me, like which governor? Those are the people taking our gold.
Wow.
I'm talking about pure army convoy. At least you know about army very well now.
I know them now. Those ones that always dress very neat. And their cars are always kind of very neat. You go to see a governor that they've called.
No. I'm not talking about me too. My brother, I'm talking about the armory.
That's what I mean now. You know, army will go dress. And you will see them coming. And you'll be like, this one's Nigerian army or American movie. I know them now, Baba. I can imagine. I can picture them.
When I saw those things, that's when I know this country has gone already. That this country is gone.
It's unfortunate. Baba, thank you so much. As you are talking to me, I just continue to picture a beautiful Korea. And let me tell you something, right? The smile on my face, on my husband's face, it's just me like, this looks so beautiful. From South Korea, Baba, stay safe.
It's fine, It's fine, forget to. Thank you so much, and our people there too.
Bless you.
Yes, so
that's a good one. See what technology has done. Only people who just want to choose to be ignorant are doing so deliberately. We can all connect like this from everywhere, and our views can come all together in a clip. And somebody is going to watch this replay, and everything is just going to be like, we are recording it in a studio, and I'm doing this in my bedroom. You are possibly watching in your bedroom if your time is also evening, and wherever you are right now. So I have a caller. So hello there.
Yes, sir. Mr. Maiyegun.
Yes, sir. How are you?
Yes, sir. How are you doing?
Very well, and thanks for asking. So it's good to have you.
Sir. So so you see this northerners. Those people are so arrogant in nature. Can you imagine some almost saying that if Ekweremadu is not sure, you know that recently they just indicted Trump, right?
Yes, now.
Yeah, okay. Do you know, as of yesterday now, the initial case was Rumi Daniel's case, right?
Yep.
Now, as of yesterday, Otiwari case by instance, now rape has been added into the case. There was a woman who testified yesterday evening late.
Yes, sir.
So my point here is that this Western world, they don't care who you are. Once you gamble into their law and you follow their law, you will dance to the tune.
You will.
You feel the wrath of the law.
That's right.
Okay? So this Nigerian, what do you call them again?
Now this Westerner has told us that, listen, if you do the crime, then you will do the time. That's their law. You go jail, you go serve.
Yeah.
And normal. Now when I come to this country, I go see people will be like, oh, yo, hey, how you doing, man? I just came back from prison. To them like, prison. Why did you go to prison? Well, I went to prison because I stabbed somebody and he died. So you have killed somebody like this. No, it was an accident, it was a fight and all of that, and then he died from his wound. Really?
Yeah.
So in this country, there's nothing like a John Tori alone. No, you will do the time, you will go to jail for whatever crime you committed.
The way do it. The only president that probably should have been indicted before now, before Trump, was Dixon. But Dixon was able to resign on time.
Before the whole thing escalated.
Yes. So when Trump was doing that time, all those years, in 2016 or 16, everybody was saying that Trump is above the law. So if Northerners are thinking they are bigger than anything, I called the day they joined us to those northerners. Cause be that day. I'm telling you. The day northerners was amalgamated together with we southerners and easterners. Cause be that day.
That was
I'm telling you right now.
1914. January.
Cause be that day. Anytime I remember that day, I cause that day. I'm telling you right now. I told you yesterday now, I said these people, they think they are something. Obasanjo doesn't have any integrity in international level.
Not that much.
On the international scene, none of them. None of them on the international scene, none of them. We don't even have any. They're talking about diplomacy. Do you know what how to play diplomacy? The reason is that, okay, why is it that Russia, even though they sanction a lot of their diplomats and everything, why can't Western, especially America, can go further than that, other than sanctions? It's because they know Russia has something that they can use as a bait for them.
That's right.
Even to the entire Europe. We have oil
like Russia,
that we should have been
to be very careful because they have to respect Russia. Russia has something that America knows. You can't treat them anyhow. But us, they treat us like a piece of rag. And the people that made us to become a piece of rag, they want us to respect them. How ironical.
Yes. Yes, that's it. That's what happens. When you have resources, that's what you do. You are not really weaponize it in a way that to command respect for your nation.
That's right.
That is why you can play diplomacy against any nation in the world.
And you will be respected.
Hey, you just took one of our people in Singapore. We want you to release this person within 24 hours, unless this and this and this will happen.
That's right.
They will release that person.
That's when that will happen.
But you must also
even if that citizen has committed a crime, look at that American that got arrested in North Korea. And Trump, that same Trump we are talking about here now, used that same position of this is America. Whatever our own citizen must have done, send him back home. You remember now, Nigeria doesn't have that kind of charisma. Nigeria cannot tell Ghana. Nigeria cannot tell Ghana to return anybody to Nigeria. They will just be like, it be like Chris.
Nigeria. In fact, oh man, today's sermon is very sad. Where I learned I was on the very listening to you all through since the beginning, 10 minutes you started the program today. It was so sad. It was pathetic. I don't even know, maybe it's mixed feelings or everything you said. Imagine that Doguwa guy. Imagine that person that wants to be in prison by now. Not even
in the UK. Somebody is wearing a is flying private jet everywhere, saying he's going to be the Speaker of the House of Representatives in Nigeria. But Baba, they want me and you to do our best to make sure we represent Nigeria very well abroad. So they are abroad now are seeing what is going on in Nigeria. Escobar to Alhaji Shekau, from Alhaji Shekau to Anini, Oji Uzokalu, Abi Akpabiole. And after that, Doguwa, Modara. So is the rest of the world not seeing us? Are we not already laughing stock? Me and you may we go do patriotism for Nigeria.
The one you listed now should be presidency. I think number 1, number 2, number 3, right? Let's come down to state level. A co-governor is not a killer. When we go to what this other Eastern, what is this guy? Uzo. And Opu Uzo. Is he not a murderer?
Yes.
What about Wike? Is he not a murderer? Even if he's not a murderer, is he not a thief?
They are all murderers. All the people you are listening right now, they are like generals under Bukwari. These people have ordered the killings of thousands of people on record. And they should be murderers. But look at them. They are leaders. They are not called murderers.
Yeah, that's the shit. So we will say, I told you, I called on your show and I said, I was on admission at the hospital and the nurse came to me and said, oh, where am I from? I said, I'm from the Yoruba nation. I'm a Yoruba guy. I wasn't even proud to be Nigerian.
Oh.
Oh, myself in Nigeria. I'm telling you. I saw it on one platform before. Everybody on the platform that day was like, probably I'm stupid. I said, look, I am not proud to call myself in Nigeria again. Oh yeah. To the band shaping, I'm a job, I'm happy home.
Benny Baba.
Yeah. So
thank you so much.
Like I said,
I know.
Very, very sad.
You said you were in you were in the hospital. How are you right now, sir? Are you out of the hospital now?
No. This one was last year. That was last year.
Thank God. I didn't want to miss that. I didn't want to talk and pretend I didn't hear that. So I'm glad that you're fine now. Anyway, so thank you. All right.
Oh yeah, I'm fine. Yes, thank you, sir.
So I am going to take another one. You know, I don't want to pretend like I didn't hear that. Like somebody said, where was I? I mean, where was he from? And he said Yoruba, but he mentioned hospital, and I was like, no. Thank you for all the talk, but how are you now? Hello, sir. Oma. Hello, my caller.
Hello, Maiyegun.
Yes, sir. How are you?
Yes. This is Taiwo from Australia.
Hey, I was in Australia. Baba, I just spoke with somebody from South Korea. It feels good. So when I speak,
I heard that.
When I speak to people from that far and how you doing today, Baba?
Yeah, I'm very good, very good.
Brilliant.
You know one thing. I went to Mayflower, and one thing that Taishola always says, you know, he's an atheist and he doesn't believe. He doesn't want to see all this rosary or Bible and all this. But I studied for 6 years while I was there, while he's still alive. This man was fighting all these corrupt guys. And he will always tell us that anytime these politicians come to pick him up at all these things, just get me my inhaler. Don't worry about me. And you know, I said to myself, this is more than 20 years ago. And we are still fighting these same people. So my question is, where do we go from here? Now, how do we solve this problem? Now, you imagine, you're saying today that Buhari spent 22-point-something trillion.
No, they printed,
and nobody can question
printed 22.7 trillion for Buhari, and nobody is asking what did they use that money for? There should be something. At least 22.7 trillion is a lot of money. There should be something to say 1 trillion. No, they use them for this one. Now, be this. Now, wait till you use it. Nothing to point out. Nothing. They just printed the money. They shared it. That's it.
Do you know that in developed countries, you know yourself, in Australia and UK, even if a president come in or a prime minister and say, I'm going to spend so money, the first thing the opposition will ask you is, where are you going to get the money?
Yes.
Where? Even in US, where are you going to get this money? Are you going to get it from the tax? You have to explain. And so my question is this. If Buhari can do that, do you think that Tinubu will not have the infantry to do times 10 of that?
Your guess is...
He will gladly do it. He will gladly... And do you know the most annoying thing about all these things?
Tell us.
This stupid democracy they gave to us, the three arms of government must work together. And if one fails the other, because there are check and balances. Now, you said yesterday.
Yes.
Even the northern judges, is it not the town court that you said even became the overall boss without even a degree?
You know.
What is going on? Now, the question I ask myself is, who is there to check these guys? Nobody. And Tinubu is saying he's going to build houses for them and all these guys. These guys, we know they're already corrupt. So, who is going to check these guys? And believe me, if we feel that this democracy is going to solve itself, it can't.
It can't.
Because already, the three arms of government are already corrupt itself.
Compromise.
You even said earlier, the representatives are sharing money because they want to pass a bill.
Yes.
Oh, this thing cannot work.
No.
And until we sit down, believe me, myself, you, irrespective of where we are, this thing is beyond just saying things. I don't know. If it comes to stoning these people, even people, like Tinubu went to river.
Yes.
Can people have the courage to even stone him? Just like they stoned Buhari's helicopter a few months ago or a few weeks.
Buhari in Kano.
Or Jonathan
in Bauchi.
Yes.
These people are not ready to help us. And my question, believe me, it breaks my heart. And you know one thing this man always tell us, we will go on a Sunday, we don't go to church, we don't go on an assembly. And actually will be telling us to sing songs, we shall overcome. I know, I have a lot of songs that this man will be forcing us to sing. Now I said to myself, when are we going to overcome? When are we going to overcome these things? And these guys don't mean any good for us.
They don't.
So let me give you an example.
Please.
Even one woman who was just like a treasurer somewhere, even if they want to approve a simple project here, you can't have any property around that site. You can't say you are in a committee and you have a conflicting of interest. It will not work. They will even probe you and remove you from office. But you see these guys, the deputy speaker wants to become speaker and he killed 15 people and he's going around to say a milocom.
Yes.
This thing cannot be solved by the three arms of government. It can never. And so my question is this. Believe me, I don't have the answer. And if we feel that
anyway, go on, sir.
Yeah, if we feel that a logical, or those who have read history or studied politics very well, if we feel that the normal procedure that works in developed countries will work on Nigeria, it cannot work. No. And my question is this: what is the way forward? How do we solve this problem? If Tinubu is sworn in May 29, believe me, I don't even have to be a soothsayer or a pastor to know that he's going to enter in the next 4 years. Let Obi do anything. This guy will corrupt all the other guys.
Whatever is left of
if you don't want to dance with their toe, they kill you. Yes, he will kill you. And just be rest assured, maybe if Tinubu finishes, the Boko Haram leader, Shetiman, will also be gearing up to come again.
Baba.
So like how do we solve this problem?
It's done for.
Hi. Believe me, I wish I have the answer to all these.
The answer will
but
answer
believe
itself,
me,
sir. Don't worry yourself too much, okay? You see all you have just said right now. A lot of people who heard you are also thinking the same way you got to that point and you're like, A lot of people who listen to you are also doing, Now, in Yoruba, sir, they said that when a pain that is that I want to say it in English, but when it's a gumbati debi share you get a lot of people think share So to those who don't understand Yoruba, so thank you by the way, Ejire, Mr. Taiwo, thank you so much for calling in. Okay, I will take another one.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir.
You're so welcome. Now that thing in Yoruba, they say when Egun is like a thorn. No, a thorn. A thorn. Whatever. Egun is just that pain, that if you stand on it, if you step on it, and it goes deeper into your foot, and you are so pained that much, then you start treating it. The pain, the cry, the pause, the blood, and all that. So they say once it gets to when somebody touch it and you do, that means it's about to come off. When the pain enter body very well, when the shege, the weird designer on the road, when you see whatever you saw under Bokwari, where you saw shege, and shege they smile at you. When you look at it and say, wait till that way they smile at me, you don't go see them again. Shege you get. This one, shege go they wear cloth. There is no way, it's not done anywhere in the world for you to promote criminals to power and then turn around to expect them to do the right thing. It's never done anywhere in the world. Sure you get. You can psychologically tell yourself that you're going to survive it or you are surviving it. No, you're not. You are only merely existing in it. And when the time is done with you, you'll be gone. So consequences of actions is what we want you to know. That you cannot plant, corn or maize and then go back there and harvest beans. It's not possible because ask everybody, they will ask you, is it for Gary? Is it for Dodo? Is it for Eba? Gary, Dodo, Eba. So you cannot plant cassava and go back into harvest beings is impossible. You cannot give power to criminals and expect them to do the right thing. Thank you so much for coming to my TED Talk. That will be the end of the program tonight. It's been wonderful sharing that with all of you as usual. We might not be so many, but to everybody who attended the service tonight, or morning, or afternoon, depends on your time, I am sending my personal thank you to you, because I'm going to see you again. Not tomorrow. I'm taking a break tomorrow. Watch this replay tomorrow. I am going to see you on Sunday. Until then, remember, if you don't want to do the time, please don't do the crime. If you are Nigeria with your Nigeria mentality, in this part of the world, you don't get away with crime. And I advise some of you, especially those of you who have access to these criminal politicians when they come around, you might be doing us a good favor, a great favor. If you can help us, release some of the information that can send them to jail abroad. Let them come here, but never go back. Yes, you can do that. Maybe one by one. It's not really going to change much because there are so many criminals in Nigeria. Immediately, Ekweremadu no return. They don't select another person to take his place. So that's why I don't wish. Sometimes when people say, they go die by fire, I say, no, if you say this one die, you just say if this one die, your problem is over. No, there are worse people behind them. What you should pray for is that for the entire establishment to collapse. So that even if their leaders fall, their followers self could bury inside them. Pray for the collapse of that establishment and thank me later. So anyway, from me to you, thanks for coming to my TED Talk tonight. I will see you on Sunday. Don't leave without liking that broadcast. At least. Good night.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1. Maiyegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Maiyegun máa wí. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1. Maiyegun Diary, Diary Politico. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1. Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Bí gómìnà gbówó jẹ. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá ti ń gba rìbá. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràjò. Maiyegun ti dé. Òkúra olóṣèlú. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràjò. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràgì.